Hello, and welcome to the Carolinas Luxury Real Estate Podcast, Christie's Luxury Expert Series, where we talk with Christie's agents all over the country who are experts in their luxury market. I'm your host, Sam Sparks, the broadcast audio coordinator, and I'm Mr. Jackson, Christie's International. Joining me to discuss Christie's luxury brand and her market is Staci Donegan, who's an experienced agent with Seabolt Real Estate in Savannah, Georgia. Thanks for joining me today, Staci.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, I'm glad we could get you on here finally. So can you tell us a little bit about your real estate background and what brought you to Christie's International?
Sure. This is my second career. I met my husband. My husband and I both went to Clemson. Met my husband when I was living in Atlanta. And we dated long distance for a few years, got engaged, and we flipped a coin as to who was going to sell their house and quit their job. So I originally thought I had lost, and I pouted for a little bit, but I'm moving down here to a smaller city. I was always a city girl. And so I previously I was I'm a certified public accountant. So I worked at Coca-Cola and PricewaterhouseCoopers and moved down here, went back into accounting. I worked for the Savannah College of Art and Design. We got married, started a family. I thought I wanted to stay home. I really didn't. I did some consulting and ended up consulting for a real estate broker when the market crashed in 2007. And at that point, that was my intro into real estate, and was around it for, about 6 months, and decided I wanted to get my license. So long story short, I'm now a real estate broker here in Savannah, Georgia.
Nice. You said you did a little teaching at SCAD, right?
I was the controller at SCAD.
Controller. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I have a few friends who went there and they fell in love with Savannah and stayed.
Yeah, typically what I find is anybody who moves to Savannah stays. It's a magical city. It's this small little urban city that has a really cool vibe to it, and SCAD definitely, contributes to that for sure, with having all the SCAD students walking around town. So it's a good town.
Absolutely, sounds like it for sure. All right, so what's happening with luxury real estate in your area?
Well, I just was interviewed by the TV station here in town asking the same question, and I'll say it's pretty interesting. I started looking at real estate trends for 2021, and interestingly enough, I ran a report in our market that showed the number of 2 million plus transactions in our market. And our market is 3 counties and surrounding areas. So you've got Chatham County, Effingham, and Bryan. When I ran the number of $2+ million sales just in Chatham County, we had 31 transactions in 2021. Now, I ran the reports for the last 10 years, and they averaged around 4 to 9 transactions a year. I ran it back to 2006 at the height of the market before the market crash. There were 4 $2+ million transactions. So I definitely, the pandemic has truly changed the market here in the Low Country for sure. Those are pretty extraordinary numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. When I watched your little bio on your website, and you talk about how you bring your business approach to real estate, and I already hear you dropping those statistics in there. So it's funny.
And I love data, and the numbers don't lie. And I think if real estate agents should pay attention to the numbers more. But that was fun to discover those numbers, and then I can tell you everything that everybody else has probably told you is we have record low inventory numbers. So right now we've got 1.2 months of inventory in our MLS, about the same in Chatham County. And, we have a few zip codes here that have, about 7.75 months of inventory. So we've got less than a month of inventory in the market right now. So it's going to be interesting this year. I think everybody's talking about interest rates and the impact that the interest rates are going to have on the market. But I think our inventory numbers are so low that I really don't see any dramatic significant changes until we get our inventory levels back up, to more of a balanced market.
Yeah, it's tough out there for buyers and in most price points for sure.
Yeah, it really is. But it's, people are still listing their houses. As I tell to my buyers, I was like, we still have new listings every day. So keep the faith.
Absolutely. Good advice. What are the top drivers of interest in your area?
I would say the most significant driver for our area was the pandemic. And I think the pandemic has changed a lot of real estate markets. What I have found is that, people are jumpstarting their retirement plans. So I've had buyers say, I always knew I was going to move to Savannah, but, if not now, when, and everybody is reevaluating, where they want to be, what's important to them. We also have buyers that, no longer have to work in an office and are virtual buyers. And so those are the two key drivers of people coming into our market. And obviously, based on the number of $2+ million sales, they're coming from bigger markets and they have, a different perception of value, and they bring in, additional income streams. Savannah's a small town. We don't have a lot of big employers that would support, a $2 million, purchase. So we do rely on either people coming in from other markets or second home buyers that are bringing their wealth from other areas.
Right. So obviously like up north and from out west, I'm guessing.
We are getting California, Chicago, Seattle, Portland, Boston, New York. Those are the big key areas of where people are coming from.
Yeah. Even here in North Carolina, we see that pretty significantly.
And everybody too, they're coming from these colder markets, and you can't beat Savannah when we're showing properties and it may be 30 degrees in their hometown, and they're coming down here and it's 70 degrees and sunny and beautiful in January. Not right now, it's a little cold, but typically we usually win over the climate.
I love the warmer weather, so I'm right there with you.
I'm from the Northeast. I'm never going back.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we see you're very active on social media. Does this impact your ability to get exposure for your clients and attract new ones?
Absolutely. There are a couple things, like Christie's just posted one of my listings, last week, and I got, you can share those postings. The homeowner sees them, you're providing, value to your homeowner when other people share your properties. I can't tell you, with the small amount of houses on the market, I've been posting coming soon posts, and I have, all the proper paperwork filed with our board of realtors. But I post coming soon, like while we're getting the house ready to be put on the market. And just today, I've got this great property in a neighborhood just south of downtown. And, it's undergoing a renovation. They're putting in the countertops this week. And I posted a coming soon, and I've got 3 appointments lined up as soon as, we go active. So social media is really important on a lot of levels, and, you get to share information, and it's easy, and you reach a lot of people. I still do print ad, and I think print ad is very important. And I definitely take advantage of the Christie's ads in the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. And I'll tell you, if the agents aren't taking advantage of these ads that we have exposure to in the Sunday issues, I think everybody should reconsider. I get tons of phone calls off of my New York Times ads. So they've been really, really helpful too.
Oh, wow. That's really good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, interesting. So everyone listening who's a Christie's agent. All right. So how do you network with other Christie's affiliates around the world?
Obviously, it's been hard the last year or so. But I will share that, I came from the Sotheby's broker here in town and wanted to change, and moved over to the Christie's affiliate here at Seabolt Real Estate, which it's what a great move. The marketing team at Christie's has been great. The exposure has been great. Everything is so approachable here as far as getting exposure for your listings. I've been extremely pleased. But my first intro into the Christie's affiliate was the Ivester Jackson conference that they had in Asheville. And I had just joined the Christie's brokerage and actually got an Instagram message from Reed Jackson saying, hey, we're doing this conference in Asheville. Would you come? And I'm like, absolutely. And I ended up being a speaker on the panel there and met so many connections in that conference. I just think, if you're part of the Christie's brand, you're missing opportunities if you don't attend these conferences. They're so important and they're great at sharing information and getting best practices from all the different brokerages in the different regions. I couldn't say enough good things about it. So go to the conferences.
I agree. I'll see you there.
Yes. February 17th, right?
Right. All right. So now Christie's International uses the phrase luxury defined. What does luxury mean to you and in your market?
I think luxury means many things to many buyers and many people. And I always say there's luxury at every price point. And, I think that, you can get the luxury experience, selling a $250,000 house. I mean, at the end of the day, that's $250,000 purchase. So, I think, luxury means different things to different people. And I always make a point to let people know, you're going to get the same, marketing, the same treatment, the same attention to detail that you would in a $2 million market than as you would a $250,000 house versus a $2 million house. I think that's very important to give the same level of service at all price points.
Absolutely. I agree. White glove service to everyone.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Staci, now it is time for the lightning round portion of the podcast.
Oh, you didn't tell me about this.
All right. You ready to go?
Sure.
Okay. So do you talk to your pets like they're people?
Yes.
All right. What fads are you glad no longer exist?
Am I no longer? I have to say I miss big hair because I could really rock that. What fads do I not miss? Neon. I was a child of the 80s. So yeah, the neon and all that good stuff I'm glad was gone, but I do miss the big hair.
Nice. All right. If you could acquire any superpower, which one would it be and why?
Oh, I'd want to read people's minds. It sure would help with negotiations.
I mean, business through and through, am I right?
There you go.
Okay. Would you rather live underwater or on another planet?
Oh, on another planet.
Okay, good. Space travel. Okay.
Yeah.
And last one, would you rather give up TV or social media?
Oh, TV.
All right. Not a big TV fan, huh?
No. That was easy. I can get everything. I can get news depending on the quality of news. I can get that on social media. Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. See, that wasn't too hard, was it?
No, that was bad. That wasn't bad at all. Yeah. Thanks for taking it easy on me.
Hey, I try. Well, once again, thank you, Staci, for joining me today and sharing your experiences, with Christie's International in your luxury market.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. So how can people contact you if they have questions or need help with real estate?
You can call me anytime on my cell phone, and that's 912-247-2052. I also text. You can also email me at Staci@stacidonegan.com. And you can also go to my website at stacidonegan.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
All right. Thanks. And we'll see you next month.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
And if anyone wants more information about the firm, you can visit us at ivesterjackson.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.